This is the journey of a sword known as the katana. It is the most dangerous and fearsome sword on this planet. According to legends, unlike other swords, the katana is a living being with a soul and spirits. Katanas eat fire coals and drink human blood. Katanas always need more blood. It is also believed that some cursed-Katanas are able to control their wielders, leading to uncontrollable bloodlust. This sword is extremely sharp, and when combined with formidable strength, it can split a man from throat to chest. They are widely used for stabbing, close-quarters combat, and seppuku, a form of ritual suicide.
I am samurai, but I will sacrifice everything for my home.
So, what is the story of Katana? Katana is a Japanese word that means longsword. It is also known as the samurai sword. The katana is a blade with a little curve, a single edge, and a very sharp point. It originated before the 10th century. The swordsmith Amakuni is considered to be the father of the katana when he developed it for the emperor during a period of war. Katanas weren't just weapons, they were also a symbol of honor, which were given by feudal lords to samurai warriors. According to custom, the katana must be worn on the left side. When used correctly, it allows you to split a single human hair in one fell swoop. When not in use, these swords were respected and kept on a sword stand called a katana kake. In the 11th century, its popularity expanded to neighboring Asian countries, which resulted in them being heavily exported to China. In the ancient era of Japan, there were a lot of swordsmiths who were producing katanas of various qualities. But some swords were made with great passions and were extremely high quality. However, many swords were of average or poor quality as well. During the Edo period, to ensure high quality, katanas had to pass an official sword testing department set up by the government. A master swordsman would test a blade by slicing through the bodies of executed and possibly live criminals piled on top of each other. A katana with better slicing performance received government recognition and brought a lot of wealth to blacksmiths. How were these incredible swords made? Well, the job of Japanese swordsmiths was incredibly complicated. In fact, they were less like swordsmiths and more like metal alchemists. A traditional Japanese sword could take more than 18 months to make. These deadly weapons are born in the hellfires of traditional Japanese furnaces, which are known as tatara. Katana swords needed to be made of pure steel with low level of impurities and oxidation. Hence, the raw steel was heated to 1,000 degrees Celsius for more than 75 hours with tons of iron sand and charcoals. Due to the continuous heat of 1,000 degrees Celsius, all the impurities sank to the bottom of tatara furnace. In addition, the charcoals helped prevent oxidation and made carbonized steel. This carbonized steel was very important for the next part of the process. The next step is forging a katana from carbonized steel. The best pieces used to be wrapped in cloth, then covered in clay and ash to prevent oxidation. Eventually, they would go for reheating at 1,300 degrees with red-hot flames. When it was hot enough, a blacksmith would hit the hot mass continuously before the temperature dropped. The continuous hammer was a good thing because it further reduced the impurities and caused homogeneous distribution of carbon. The mass was reheated and folded 12 times, and as a result, metal skins would appear on the edge. There could be anywhere up to 5,000 layers for every centimeter of steel. Through this process of very low carbon content, less than 0.7% could be achieved, which gave flexibility to the sword. The katana had to go through a third phase, which was hardening the blade's edge while maintaining spine flexibility. This was done by applying a thick mixture of clay, sand, and ash over the spine. As for the blade, a mixture of coal dust was spread much thinner. After the heating and cooling process, the katana achieved both a hard edge and a flexible spine. But without the final phase, a katana had no sharp teeth. It needs polishing. The polishers use various stones of different grades to polish different areas of the new, shiny katana. It was very important for katana wielders to do regular practice and become one with their sword. Being one with the sword was the ultimate goal, and it needed years of practice and a fearless mind. During wars, a fear of death, overthinking, and seeing the blood of comrades may paralyze the body of a warrior, which was dangerous during battle. In these situations, the enemy may take advantage of this paralysis. To avoid this unfortunate situation, samurais used to do Zen meditation to train their mind too. Zen meditation was also very helpful for warriors who were ordered to go on suicidal missions. In Zen philosophy, the empty mind is a free mind. A warrior should not let doubt or fear get in the way and complete the task at hand with the least amount of analysis and reflection. Victory and defeat are two sides of the same coin. With the control of the katana, the human body, and the human mind, the samurai became the most fearsome warrior in the ancient era of Japan. Meet Isao Machi, who is currently the world's fastest samurai alive and holds several Guinness World Records. In 2007, he accomplished a record for the fastest 1,000 sword cuts. He sliced tatami rolls, which are similar to a human limb, in less than 37 minutes. Isao Machi has excellent control over the speed and strength of his katana. In another stunt, he was able to slice a tennis ball in half, which was traveling at a speed of 500 kilometers per hour or 310 miles per hour. In the right hands, a katana can cut an incoming bullet from a gun or an arrow from a bow. Given its long history and high quality, it is no surprise that a lot of wealthy Japanese people own katanas. Even today, they are still considered a symbol of honor and pride. When you want to buy a good quality katana, it may cost between $4,000 and $30,000. And if you think that's too costly, then you'll be surprised to hear that a Kamakura blade from the 13th century was recently sold for $418,000. But perhaps it's not that crazy because, according to legends, a well-crafted Japanese sword could dispel evil in a symbol of purity and can be worn to fend off evil spirits. This living sword has seen a lot of wars over the past 1,000 years. The spirit of the katana was alive in World War II and experienced good and bad memories. During the war, Japanese officers were required to wear a sword as a last resort. However, the majority of those swords were not pure katanas. Instead, they were made using modern steel in Japanese factories. During the war, katanas were used to execute prisoners who were caught as a spy or intruder from the US and Allied forces. At that time, executing a prisoner with a katana sword was supposed to be the most humane way to kill a prisoner. However, on the other hand, some reports suggest that many high-ranking Japanese officers committed the suicide ritual, seppuku, when they heard Japan was defeated. After the Allied victory, the American occupation force completely banned the manufacturing and possession of swords until 1953. In addition, many American soldiers took katanas back home with them to the United States. By the 1960s, the katana was nearly extinct due to rapid westernization. Hence, the Japanese government established the Society for the Preservation of the Japanese Sword in order to protect the katana and many more traditional Japanese weapons. Today, even after globalization, the spirit of the katana is still watching us, its spirit constantly tempting people to hold it.